Well, Lions fans, it is never good to come with bad news, but Terrion Arnold was just not gonna let me not talk about this. A couple of days ago, I did a video talking about just in case he missed training camp with the thoughts that at some point he would be there, but it does not seem that that is going to happen. According to ESPN, Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold has been released. Let's read some of what it says in the article. It says the Lions have released Terrion Arnold after he was arrested last week on felony charges of armed robbery and kidnapping. The team announced on Monday. It goes in to talk about what the judge down in Florida gave him. He gave him some restrictions for his $1 million bond. It says basically that the state was asking for GPS tracking, but the Tyrion's attorney basically said that wasn't necessary. I mean, basically the paparazzi would be a GPS for him, to be honest. Also, they were saying that with hopes that he would be returning to the Lions, that he would not be able to play football with any type of tracking. So they did not grant them that. Let's read a little more of the story. Let's jump down. It says Arnold, 23, has been in custody since Wednesday night when he turned himself in. Authorities accuse him of orchestrating the abduction of beating three men who prosecutors believe he wrongly suspected of having stolen luxury goods and $100,000 in cash. What else? It says victims were abducted 3 days after cash and luxury items, including Rolex watches, Louis Vuitton bags, were reported stolen. While Arnold was at an Airbnb in Tampa, prosecutors say 6 of Arnold's associates carried out the crimes by holding, beating, and pistol whipping the victims, and then Arnold wasn't there at the time. It says none of Arnold's co-defendants had bonds set for them. 2 female co-defendants have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with authorities. Their statements tie Arnold to the crimes, even though he was not at the apartment, according to prosecutors. Man, this is pretty rough, Lions fans. I'm trying to see if it says anything about football. Let me jump down. It says the Lions selected Arnold in the first round of the 2024 draft out of Alabama. His relief leaves a major hole at cornerback, the cornerback spot for the Lions, as he was scheduled to start on the opposite side of DJ Reed, and he had $4.8 million remaining on his rookie contract. You know, Lions fans, this is rough. You know, judging a book by its cover, Terrion Arnold did not seem like a kid who would be involved in these type of shenanigans. But I guess that's why they say you don't judge a book by its cover. My gut tells me that sticking on the law side of it is that, you know, he's not going to be found liable of any of this, that, you know, he may have orchestrated this, but I don't think that that's going to get him some football numbers, no pun intended, behind bars. I think that he will be exonerated. I think that he won't play football in the NFL in 2026, but there is a chance that you could see him come back or bounce back in 2027. Let's talk about Terrion Arnold, the cornerback. In 2024, when he was a rookie, I mean, this guy stayed getting pass interference calls. Very handsy, you know, very nervous acting when the receivers were in motion. But, you know, we kind of chalked it up as first year jitters, first year, you know, getting adapted to the speed of the NFL, getting adapted to, you know, different angles that pro receivers will take, different things that they will give you to kind of throw you off of your route or throw you off of their scent. We kind of chalked it up to that. And then, of course, he was injured that year. Then in 2025, most of us are thinking that this is going to be a bounce back year for him, or that it would have been, but it was really more the same, little less holding, but still a little too grabby. Also, too, you know, he had instances where he could not stick with receivers. He was getting burned by receivers. You know, receivers were just cooking him on routes. And it just seems like, you know, maybe he was another year away. Then he got injured again. So most of us had high hopes. I know I did, that in year 3, which would have been this year, that this would have been the year that he actually turned it all around. It was a lot of less holding, no penalties, and more sticky coverage and not sticky hands holding receivers. He had 1 interception, and that was in 2025, and that was actually on a crazy interception. Like, I mean, he basically was all over the receiver, and it was almost like the ball stuck right to him. But he still has not panned out to be the corner that we thought that he was going to be. So Lions fans, what do you think? Do you think that the Lions were too hasty in releasing him? Do you think that maybe the Lions should have waited a little longer? Maybe let some more of the facts come out and see if he really had anything to do with this or not. Or are you in agreement? Are you in agreement with the Lions? Do you think that they did the right thing by releasing him now because they didn't do it while he was inside, but now that he's back out and bond has been posted, that the Lions just maybe want to cut their ties, cut it loose, and maybe try to pick up on one of these remaining free agent corners or possibly trade for another cornerback? I mean, a couple of days ago, excuse me, there was talk of trying to trade for Denzel Ward. I kind of don't know where that came from, but I read two different sources talking about that. There was also talk of the Lions maybe picking up another free agent cornerback who hasn't been signed yet. But of course, I wasn't thinking, at least not yet, that Terrion Arnold was going to be released. But here we are. So Lions fans, what would you like to see the Lions do? Would you like to see them make a trade and lock down another good to, I would even say, above average corner? Are you okay with the fact that they released Terrion Arnold? Are you surprised? Or did you maybe want them to keep him a little longer, see how this plays out? Maybe he would be clear to this and he had been ready to go for camp. Maybe he would have been healthy, and maybe he would have been a surprise in 2026 and finally been that first round corner that we thought he would be. All right, Lions fans, give us your thoughts. Terrion Arnold has been released. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can keep talking Lions football. Give us your thoughts on the Lions fans. Terrion Arnold being released. That's all for this one. Until next time, peace.